Hey, how's it going? Here outside, and it's a beautiful day. I feel like I should be like, hello, friends. Jim Nance here, reporting to you from hole number 7 at the Broadmoor. Behind me, there's actually a golf course behind me, and I'm a little afraid of getting hit by a golf ball. But I just wanted to come here on the first day of the TLMI event and kind of give everyone a fun update on what's going on. I don't know how many people will be walking around me. Hopefully not many. You might see some golf carts going on, but that's fine. So today has been the first official day. Last night got here a little bit late, but I did make it over to the kind of the mixer, and that was so fun. If you're not familiar with the label industry, it's a really, really phenomenally tight knit group of people, and so. Yes, we work hard. Yes, we compete with each other, especially on the, both on the converting side and also on the equipment side, the material side, all that stuff. But when we come together at these TLMI events, if you have not been to one, I highly recommend coming to one if you are in the industry. Maybe it's not the annual meeting. Maybe you can make it to the converters meeting. Maybe you can, if you're not a member, you should totally join. It's a great organization if you're in the label business or kind of operate around the label business. And so I got to see a whole bunch of people that I've seen throughout the years, folks from Fortis, AWT, Resource Label Group. I'm trying to think. I hung out with Lene Keene, who is, I think, in charge of TLMI these days. Today I got to see Roz Bandy, who runs sustainability at TLMI. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. But just a really, really phenomenal group of people. This is my 4th or 5th annual meeting, and I think they're great. Okay, so that was last night, just kind of a mixer, this beautiful location here. We're at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, which is, if you've never been to the Broadmoor, then it's a pretty wonderful place. So today is probably one of my favorite presentations. There were 3 presentations today that I thought were just incredible. The first was with an economist who's been here before, Alan, and I always mess up his last name, so I'm going to look it up here. Sorry, Alan, if you are watching. You're not watching, but Alan Bolu. He is from ITR Economics. Unfortunately, I was on some work calls. I caught the very tail end of his, and I caught the Q&A. I highly suggest connecting up with Alan and following his content, getting his newsletter. It is wonderfully and tremendously valuable content that he brings when it comes to economics and economic policy. He's very approachable with it. He's very honest with it. Even to a group, room full of label converters and equipment manufacturers and all sorts of different people. Somebody asked about investing in equipment. He says, I might wait 6 to 9 months because interest rates will probably come down by then if you got to finance it. So that was, he's just he's very funny. He's a great presenter. This is the second time I've heard him present at TLMI. I think he's been here a few other times though, if memory serves. So Alan was fantastic as always. Appreciate that. I'll make sure to tag him on this when I get done. I'm trying to think of what else. The other things that he talked about in the part that I caught. But hello, golfers. I'll see you later. I'll try not to talk during your backswing. So if anybody else got stuff from Alan, please drop in the comments. Let me know some cool, actionable things that you got from his presentation. Like I said, I apologize. I was trying to get there as soon as I could, but did have some work stuff. And then after Alan, there was a group from the BMO Industrials group. And this one, I think, caught everyone's attention. It was, number one, very well done in terms of the presentation. The meme game was strong. That was not my words. That was Bruce Hansen from AWT shared that with me. But they had a really strong meme game in their presentation. But they were talking about this really important topic, which is merger and acquisition activity. within the label and packaging space. So if you've been around labels and packaging for a while, you probably know that it was heavy in mergers and acquisitions. And then over the last 18 or so months, it's returned back to kind of normal. And normal meaning the arc over the last 10 years has been, I think they said right around 25 or so acquisitions per year. We had a spike in 2020 through 2022, and they kind of shared how that's come back down to earth. And they gave a whole bunch of great reasons why. One number that really stood out to me was the volume decrease in labels. And so I made a note that label volume has dropped about 28% from 2022 to 2023. So again, is that a regression back to kind of normalcy? And if you were to look at the arc over 10 years, I would probably guess that volume is still increasing. Kind of the overall message was labels is still a great place to be. Expect to see more M&A activity there. But really got a lot out of that. Then there was a little bit of a break. And what was funny to me is that there were still people there for Darla Arian's presentation, who is the EPR legislation guru for the state of Colorado. But I was kind of looking around, and there was more people kind of mingling and milling around and kind of sitting in their seats. And I get man, we really want to be about the economic stuff. There's a lot of, business owners that are here that run these companies. But if you are not paying attention to EPR laws in America, and you are a label converter, you're doing yourself a tremendous disservice. I actually recorded the conversation, or recorded her talk, just through my voice memo. It wasn't exactly some crazy good recording, but man alive, did I get so much out of what's going into Colorado's EPR law. So Colorado is the fourth state to be enacting EPR laws. And the thing about it is, because in the US, we are sort of the states' rights, that's a big talking point. But we are an international or a national or a global country as well. And so what Colorado does, whether it's their Senate bill that just passed with truth in labeling around what you can and cannot say when it comes to compostable, biodegradable, stuff like that, or what they're doing for EPR laws, which in the state of Colorado, it sounds like they're still putting it together, but probably something like if you do over $5 million a year in revenue, you're going to have to know about EPR laws. The part that I thought was really cool about that, and the pushback I get on EPR, was in Colorado, they have a consumer advocacy portion of it, which states that you are not allowed to pass on the costs of EPR to your consumers, and that they are building out a coalition in order to show that is in fact true. And so, because that's kind of the big pushback that I've heard with EPR, right? Is, there's some more golfers. Hello, golfers. I'm sorry, sir, but if we kill all the golfers, won't they lock me up and throw away the key? Anyone name it? Can you name the Caddyshack quotes will be going on as long as I'm reporting live from a golf course. The Dalai Lama himself. Okay, so the biggest complaint that I hear is that we're going to it's basically just going to be another tax, right? It's just going to be just like tariffs. It's just going to be, just like any other regulation. It's just going to be passed to the consumer, and on and on and on. So I thought it was cool that in the state of Colorado, home of the world champion Denver Nuggets and the Harvard of the Rockies, Colorado State University, that they're putting into place things here that are actually going to make it so that does not occur. And I just thought that was really great. So shout out to the state of Colorado. I'm hoping to get Darla on my podcast, and I'm super excited about that. Okay, so those are the three presentations this morning. Alan, BMO Industrials Group, and then Darla Arians. She's with the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment. And then we had the afternoon, which is one of my favorite parts about the TLMI events, is that it's not just jam-packed full with stuff. And so people had the afternoon. I'm from Colorado Springs, technically Monument, which is up by the Air Force Academy. So I got to spend the afternoon connecting with my good friend Johnny Levy, with my best friend since preschool, Doug Ziegler. I got to go see what Jeremiah Callahan and Alan Briggs are building at Gather, which is a new co-working space based around community here in Colorado Springs. So I got to go wander a little bit and go see some people that I've known for a very long time. So for me, that was a tremendous blessing. I sent one group over to Fargo's Pizza. I don't know if they went or not, but if you're from Colorado Springs, I'm sure there's better pizza. But I felt like that was sort of it's kind of like a staple here is going to Fargo's. So there's one group that was asking me, and I was like, that's what I would go do if I were going to be hanging out. So anyway, day one has been awesome. Tonight, we've got the Frosty Awards. So the Sustainability Awards, Sustainability and Leadership Awards are going to be tonight. And that's always fun. So I'm sure I'll have some things to say about that tomorrow. I'm also going to be conducting some just really short interviews. You might have seen a few of those pop up on LinkedIn. As I meet people that I just think are doing interesting stuff, or maybe I feel like they're not really getting a whole lot of, people aren't just talking with them, then why not? Right? Like, why not share their message? So I got to speak with Nobelis and Soft Touch Coating, talk about melted cheese and how I feel like Soft Touch is like the melted cheese for the packaging industry. And then also Omet is making some pretty cool equipment, very flexible. They do labels and shrink sleeves and flexible films and folding cartons in one, roll to roll or roll to sheet press. That was really cool to me. So I just got to sit down and chat with them for a couple of minutes and posted them up on LinkedIn. So that's it, live from the 18th hole, or whatever hole this is. This is Adam Peak. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Hopefully it worked and the internet held up. And Jeffrey, I got you. If you come out this way, show me where to find that pizza place. Yeah, it's called Fargo's Pizza. It's literally been around since my parents moved here in 1982. I'm pretty sure it's been around from before that. So anyway, everyone come check it out. Appreciate y'all. Trying to get maybe I can't get the comment down. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching either live or if you catch us on replay. You're missing out on a great event out here in Colorado Springs. I get that not everyone can come, but hopefully if you're in the label business, join up with TLMI. They do some really great work. And I'll try to jump back on live tomorrow and kind of give a recap of the Sustainability Awards tonight and then some of the cool stuff for tomorrow. I get to speak tomorrow, so I'm excited about that as well. Anyway, thanks everybody.